Hey guys, welcome back to another drift battle. This was between me and HPR Skyline, but everyone else just decided to jump in party because I was streaming at the same time, so everyone just jumped in. But yeah, a little bit about this drift battle. It's going to be on three. There's this one in all-wheel drive, which is my drivetrain. The next one is in rear-wheel drive, which is his drivetrain. Then we'll do one in front-wheel drive as well, just as a mess around. So there's two more to come after this. But how this all come about was I was sat streaming with me mates, just drifting randomly online. So we was messing around streaming, and I got this random message off guy or HPR Skylines just saying 1v1 drift battle me, 1v1 rear wheel drive drift battle, and I kind of took it in a bad way, and I'll tell you that in a second why I took it in a bad way. But yeah, basically we had a long discussion. Then I turned around and said, well, if you want a 1v1 in rear wheel drive, then I want a 1v1 in all wheel drive. So he said fair enough, and he said fair enough, let's do it basically, and that's what happened. So I had a lot of respect for this guy because he's a rear wheel drive drifter, and he said fine, I'll have your battle in all wheel drive and you have me a battle in rear wheel drive. So yeah, I had a little bit of respect for him on that. But to get back on why I took it in the bad way in the first hand is because I play with Mr. Pete quite a lot on the stream together, and every time me and Mr. Pete stream, there's namely one, but there's two people who start streaming straight away when we do it, and they call themselves the drifting gods and professional drifters, this, that, and other, and they call us and they turn around and they absolutely take the piss and diss me and Mr. Pete. They absolutely take the piss out of us. So we call them out on a drift battle, and basically he won't drift battle us, and he comes up with the most stupidest reason why. And the reason why he won't drift battle us is because he turns around and says to Mr. Pete that basically if Mr. Pete wants to drift battle him, then Mr. Pete's got to lose weight, which is the most ridiculous excuse for not to have a drift battle. And he sits there and he takes a piss out of us for no reason whatsoever, and he says we're shit at drifting, but yet he will not drift battle us. And the other thing is, he sends a lot of his minions this way to mine and Pete's stream, absolutely hating on us all the time, spamming comments, so we just straight up block them. And when HPR Skyline sent me a message saying 1v1 drift battle me, this was the time when all his minions was spamming us, saying this, calling us shit, this and other. So that's why I kind of took it the wrong way. But yeah, I actually got talking to him, and he's a sound guy. He's a good drifter in rear wheel drive, and yeah, he's a good guy, and I've got to give him a lot of respect for going all wheel drive, having me a battle in all wheel drive, and I had him a battle in rear wheel drive. What video will be after this? But this is going to get me to another point. Is I get a lot of people daily on my Twitch and on my YouTube saying all-wheel drive drifters have no talent and all-wheel drive drifters cannot drift. But my argument on this is if all-wheel drive drifters cannot drift, then how come majority of all-wheel drive drifters have come rear-wheel drive and are pulling exact same scores in rear-wheel drive what we're pulling in all-wheel drive? And the majority of people has gone to rear wheel drive, has done the rivals as well, and we've got top 100 on every single rivals. This is and this is only after like a couple of weeks. It's like I've been doing it 3 months now, 4 months, probably a little bit longer, and we're getting top 100. And it's like with that boy Kenny, he's been drifting rear wheel drive for what, 3 weeks now, 2 weeks, probably 3 weeks maximum. He's been drifting rear wheel drive, and he's pulling more score than what he's pulling in all wheel drive, and he's getting really high scores in all wheel drive. I mean, like matching my scores in all wheel drive, and he's pulling the same, if not better, in rear wheel drive. And this, it kind of annoys me, because for rear wheel drive drifters to turn around and say all wheel drive drifters don't have talent, they don't have skill, and they can't drift, it's kind of pointless, because if we're coming across to rear wheel drive and we're getting the same, if not better scores than what they've been getting, and they've been drifting rear wheel drive on every single Forza and we haven't, and we're pulling the same scores as what they're getting, there's got to be some skill there, hasn't there, to be fair. And it's like with rivals, we're beating their scores without doing drive backs, and they're sat there doing a dirty drive back on the corner to get more points, and we're sat there just drifting it how it should be drifted, and we're getting more points than them. So for them to turn around and say all wheel drive drifters haven't got no skill, it's kind of not true, because it's like we thought we can go front wheel drive as well and still get massive points. But it's like you'll see on, like on this video, you'll see HPR Skyline, it was a rear wheel drive drifter come all wheel drive, and he gets nowhere near the scores what we're getting. But when we go rear wheel drive, he gets immensely good scores. So this brings me back to another thing. I tend to find majority of people's rear wheel drive cannot drift anything else other than rear wheel drive. But yet an all wheel drive drifter can drift rear wheel drive and front wheel drive near enough the same as what you can drift all wheel drive. So it's in my eyes, an all wheel drive drifter's got more talent and more skill than the other drivetrains. But I'm not the one to hate on other drivetrains. You know me by now. I don't turn around and say, oh, you're a rear wheel drive drifter, I hate you, blah blah blah. I don't. If you're a rear wheel drive drifter, man, well done to you. But all rear wheel drive drifters, or majority of rear wheel drive drifters, just sit there and hate on all wheel drive or front wheel drive. And it's kind of getting a little bit old and a little bit boring. But like I say, that's why I kind of went off out like I did to HPR Skyline at first. But after we had these drift battles, I got into a party with him, and I give him a lot of respect, because he does actually try and drift over drivetrains, and I reckon he's going to be one of them good drifters in time. But anyway, sorry for me rambling on, and I probably said a lot of things that probably going to upset a lot of you guys. But yeah, I'm going to shut up now. There's just going to be a 3-part drift battle again. It's all-wheel drive, which you're seeing right now. Then the next one's going to be in rear wheel drive, which will be the next video. Then after that it's going to be in front wheel drive. So thank you guys for watching, and peace.